everybody, how's it going? This is Big Lair here on Jack's Private Coffee Corner, coming to you live from Nagoya, Japan. It's the 29th of November, which is Black Friday. For those of you in the States, for me here in Japan, it's also Black Friday. Japan never used to have a Black Friday sale, but they've been following America's lead, maybe because the economy is not doing so well, and they need people to buy more stuff. So anyway, they do have Black Friday sales here. I think Amazon Japan is leading the pack with all the best deals, although at Costco, I did see some fantastic buys on TVs recently. So it is Black Friday. It's about 4:20 p.m. here. The sun is just going down. I think the sun will be down in about 25 minutes, so it gets dark fast. Of course, we are in the northern hemisphere. We're at about 31 degrees north latitude, I think, where I am, so that makes sense, right? Just want to do a quick crypto update for everybody. I think all of you are keeping your eye on the market. You know what's going on here. Let's see. Every day I'm putting the prices into my spreadsheet, the cryptocurrency prices. I have a basket of cryptocurrencies that I look at. I've got 20 of them. 20 different cryptocurrencies, everything from, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, XRP, EOS, Stellar, Cardano. My favorites, Neo, Tezos, OMG, and then about 7-8 more that I'm looking at now. So I've got all kinds of information that I track every day on these coins. I've got, their prices. I haven't looked at the prices in about 8 hours here. I did a video this morning for my patrons, and of course I put in all my pricing at that time. But at that time, everything in my basket was down except 2 coins. 2 coins were up. One of those coins was Tezos. It was up about 5% in dollar terms and fiat currency terms. Everything else was down. Everything else was down. The biggest one was Veritasium, was down almost 10%. So that's been moving a lot, Veritasium. They get a lot of pretty good increases and then a big decrease, and we'll see if that trend continues, decrease, or there'll be a big decrease, then there'll be several days of increases, and then another big decrease. So keep an eye on Veritasium. Okay, so not much is going on in the market here. Not a lot has changed. As I've said before, you can't just look at the price in terms of fiat currency. Wherever you are, if you're doing it in dollars, here in Japan, we'd use the yen. If you're in Europe, you're using the euro, I would imagine. If you're in China, you're using the yuan or renminbi, whatever name they give it there. So each country is going to have their own currency, but you should not look at cryptocurrencies just in their fiat currency terms. You should also consider how do they fare against Bitcoin, right? So if you had 1 Bitcoin, how many of those coins could you buy each day? Well, surprisingly enough, that number changes. It really changes. Now, there were some big changes today. I won't go through all of those, but let's just pick out a coin here. So, Bitcoin Cash. Let's just take Bitcoin Cash. If we had 1 Bitcoin and we wanted to buy Bitcoin Cash this morning, we could have bought 34.07 Bitcoin Cash. The price of Bitcoin Cash was down 2.83% this morning in dollar terms. And it's about 0.33 more Bitcoin Cash than we could have purchased yesterday. So that tells me the relative value of Bitcoin Cash has gone down. Even if we have the price of Bitcoin going down almost 2% from the previous day, the price of Bitcoin Cash has gone down even more. Now you'll have instances where, let's take Cardano for example. Cardano, was 3.9 cents this morning. Looking at my sheet here, Cardano's dollar price went down 1.5%, but it gained some strength against Bitcoin, which means if you had 1 Bitcoin and you wanted to buy Cardano, you could buy less Cardano today than you could have yesterday. So this is important stuff you need to know. You don't just want to be, willy-nilly buying and selling your cryptocurrencies. You need to have a little bit of a strategy to this, right? A little method to your madness. You don't want to just trade with emotions or buy and sell on emotions. You actually want to buy when coins have their value either going up or going down, right? Depending on if you're buying or selling. So there are times when it appears, oh, this coin has really gone down, I think I should get it. When in actuality, it's actually the strength is going up versus Bitcoin. So you really need to use Bitcoin as an indicator. What is the strength of the coins that I want to buy or sell? So that's very important. Keep that in mind. And let's see. Speaking of that, I've got a number of videos that I've done. Let's see. I just need to adjust my thing here. Got a bunch of videos that I've done over on Patreon there. And I call those videos the Crypto Beginner Library. Now, it's not because I think everyone's a beginner. However, if someone was a beginner, you didn't know much about cryptocurrencies, but I've got to get into this thing. It's going to be big. I want to get in. I don't know anything. What should I do? Where can I turn? Well, I made these videos, a series of videos to help those kinds of people out. And I'm sure even if you've been in cryptos for a couple years, you will learn something from these videos. I've gotten feedback from people who've said to me, wow, I never knew some of these things, even though I've been in cryptocurrencies for quite a while. Okay, so what do I have here? Well, I've got 6 videos. They're quite extensive. Let's see, I've got one is on trading analysis, right? It goes into these 3 major considerations you have to think about to get into trading. And when I say trading, I don't mean like you're a day trader, you're doing this, every day to make a living. If you buy cryptocurrencies and then if you have the intention of selling them, you are a trader, okay? That's just something you have to understand, right? So I've got a video on trading analysis. What do you need to consider to do this intelligently? Then I have a guide to exchanges, a guide to buying and selling cryptocurrencies on exchanges. Now there's decentralized exchanges and centralized exchanges. What do you need to know when you go out and buy, use these exchanges to buy your cryptos? Man, I wish somebody would have had a video series like this for me, because it was tough. A little over 2 years ago, I was getting into this, buying cryptocurrencies. A lot of the exchanges were different than they are today. They weren't as user-friendly. What do you need to know? Well, the video covers it. So I think that's a pretty important one for people if you don't know much about cryptocurrencies. There's another one, a guide to crypto wallets, right? To wallets. I talk about everything from paper wallets to hardware wallets. Okay, I tell my preferences. I give the pros and cons of each one. Things you really have to keep in mind when you're using these things, right? Being smart about it, okay? Probably one of the most important videos I have in this library are the security guidelines for buying, selling, and holding or hodling your cryptos. I have yet to find anyone who is giving the advice about security in cryptocurrencies that I'm giving. I haven't seen anyone on YouTube. I haven't seen anyone write an article on this. In fact, I have searched the internet high and low to see if anyone has information that's even close to what I'm giving out. I have not found it. Security is so important. It's so important. I can't stress how important it is. When I got into cryptocurrencies, I spent a couple months just on the security end of it. Now, I'm lucky. Why? Because I have two good friends who are extremely gifted IT people. They're both in cybersecurity. And when I say they're in cybersecurity, I don't mean they're just helping, individuals like you or I out with our cybersecurity. They're helping out companies, huge multinational companies, and they work with governments. They work with governments and different government agencies that really need to have solid cybersecurity protocols in place. And these kinds of organizations are always under the threat of hackers. So these two individuals that I know have given me very practical yet extremely important information on how to be safe with your cryptocurrencies. So I haven't seen anyone giving this advice to people. It is so important to know. Now, if you watch my video and say, oh, I kind of knew all of that, what's the big deal? Well, number one, I don't think you know that. But if you did, if you're someone who is in IT, you watch my video and you say, man, I knew that. What else you got? Well, there's a whole other level I could talk to you about, but I would say if you don't have cryptocurrencies totaling, a couple $100,000, if you got $100,000 or less, what I'm telling you is good enough. Once you start to get up in the several $100,000 range, then there's a whole nother level of security that I could talk to you about. However, most people that I know are not in that situation yet. If it gets to be where cryptos shoot up, and I have people in my Patreon group saying, hey, I've hit that mark, now what? Guess what? I'll be making another video pronto to let everyone know what you do at that point, because now you're on another level. Okay? And that can also be dealt with. I can also tell you what to do in that situation. So the security information I have now is top notch. I haven't seen it anywhere, and it goes higher. Okay? And that'll be really important in the future, I think. Along with all of that, I also have 2 videos on trading strategy. Now, I'm not a day trader. I'm not doing this every day. I do, things strategically. And you need to have a plan, right? If you don't have a plan, you're just shooting from the hip. You're doing things with emotions. Maybe you're listening to people you work with or relatives, or someone is saying, hey man, this is a hot tip here. You got to sell this coin or buy this coin. If you're doing it that way, you're going to be in trouble. Probably you're going to make mistakes. You're going to buy or sell at the wrong time, and you may even lose some of your cryptocurrencies. Okay? So you don't want to do that. Absolutely, you don't want to do that. Okay, so besides all of those videos that I've got another one that's coming out, and I think this is going to be really important too, because the more that I'm involved in cryptocurrencies and helping people, I'm noticing that people don't have an exit strategy. They don't have a solid plan in place. And if you talk to any successful business person, doesn't matter what field they're in, and you ask them, what do you think has contributed to your success? Eventually, the topic will come to an exit strategy. In fact, years ago, I was studying real estate, and I met some people who, were multi-millionaires in real estate. And I remember asking one guy, what's the most important point about selling a house? And he said, the most important thing is the price you buy it at. The price you buy it at will dictate your profit. And at the time, I couldn't quite grasp what that was. And he explained it to me, and he basically said to me, the price you buy the house at will dictate your exit strategy. So your exit strategy will absolutely have to be based on your buying price. If you buy the house correctly, which in his mind was at the right price, the right price, then it meant your exit strategy was already laid in place. So I won't go into into detail about that, but the idea behind it is so important. And I've been able to work with a lot of executives over the last couple of years here in Japan, and everyone always they want it when they speak with their coworkers, or if they're doing a deal with another company, they're going to do a joint venture or a joint project. Everyone wants to know what's the exit strategy. What are we going for? And then once we achieve it, what are we going to do from there? How do we get out of this thing, right? Okay, so for cryptos, it's so important that we have an exit strategy, when to sell the cryptos. So I'm creating this guide for my patrons on basically selling your cryptos. This is an exit strategy plan. So this will take the current buying prices of everyone's cryptos, right? Take the current buy-in price of your cryptos, and it will show you various selling targets for each one of your coins. Selling targets for each one of your coins. And this will be in a spreadsheet form, and you can change this spreadsheet to suit your current situation, and then you can use whatever price percentage targets you want, or you can use the targets that I've already pre-programmed into the spreadsheet. So you can just put your numbers in and use the numbers that are already there, or you can customize it for the price targets that you want. What percentage do you want to sell your coins at? It's totally up to you. And once you do all of that, it'll tell you if you bought this many coins and this was your average buy-in price. This tells you the total invested, and then you go down and you can see, well, if I pick my first price target at, let's say, 15%, very conservative. I want to just sell when it makes 15%. I'll sell a percentage. You decide the percentage you want to sell, and you decide at what price you want to sell, and that'll tell you what your profit is, right? So this is taking the guesswork and the guesswork out of the equation. You don't have to sit there and think, oh man, am I selling this at the right price? Should I wait? What should I do? So it's letting you know when to sell your cryptos, because you're deciding everything. And it will clearly show you your break-even point, which is important. If you've got $5,000 invested into a cryptocurrency, you want to make sure you get that $5,000 out and you get some profit. You don't want to have your money sitting there for a couple of years, and then when you sell it, you realize, oh, I didn't make anything. My money was sitting there being unable to do anything else, and I didn't make a profit. You don't want that, right? So you want to know your break-even point as well as the projected profit of each of your coins. So I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you how to make all the adjustments to fit your situation. And most people in my experience do not have anything in place to do this, all right? And that's pretty sad, because one of the reasons I'm doing this is to help people. I've seen a lot of people get bad advice, maybe they bought the right coins at the wrong price, or they bought the wrong coins. There's just lots of stuff going on with the crypto world, lots of advice out there, and unfortunately people are just being told, hodl, hodl, hodl. Oh, don't worry, I'll tell you when to sell. Really? What if that person's wrong? Don't you want some control over what happens with your cryptos, the money you put into this? As I said, all successful businessmen and every professional trader who is worth their salt has this same plan in place, right? They clearly know what their current financial situation is, and they know at what point they can start making a profit, along with how much that profit's going to be. So I don't know about you, but I don't want someone telling me, okay, just wait and I'll tell you when to sell. Just wait, just wait, just wait. I've been taking advice from people for several years now in cryptos. A lot of people on YouTube have given advice. And, in the end, it's my responsibility. The buck stops with me. It's all my responsibility. I listen to this person, I listen to that person. So far, I've gotten very, very little good advice. I've gotten a lot of bad advice. Okay, but as I said, it's all on me. You listen to these people, they tell you this is what I think, buy this coin, this price, this is a good price, it'll never go lower. So you do that, you got to put faith in people sometimes, especially when you don't know a lot about the market. So you put faith in people. I was doing my own research, and I eventually got to the point where, hey, wait a minute. Every time I'm told to buy a coin at this price, it'll never go lower, then it goes lower. What's going on? If I would have been on my own, not knowing anything, and sometimes when you don't know anything, you don't do anything, or you analyze stuff a lot. They call it, analysis paralysis. You analyze so much stuff that you can't make any moves. And I think to myself, boy, if I would have just stepped back from everything and not done anything that anyone said, and recently, the last 6 months, if I'd entered the market, holy moly, the amount of cryptos I would have would be, tremendously higher than what I do have, because I was taking advice from people along the way. Now, I'm not giving any of these people whose advice I took a hard time. I'm just saying that I got to the point where I realized, doesn't matter who it is, they really don't know what's going on. They don't know any more than I know. Okay, so I'm going to take control of my situation. I'll take full responsibility for it. I'm not a dumb guy. I'm a pretty smart guy, right? I got an MBA, got a master's in teaching. I know how to learn, right? And I've been teaching people for over 20 years. I've been teaching teachers for over 10 years. So I can teach myself how to do this. And that's what I've done. So my mission is to help people. And if you want to help people, you can't just tell them do this and do that. Doesn't work. You've got to give people tools, provide the tools so that people can learn on their own and internalize the information. That's what I want to do. I don't just want to say, hey, buy this coin at this price, wait, I'll tell you when to sell it. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. And then what do you do if it doesn't work? Now you start to think, hey, what the heck's going on? What am I doing listening to these people? Shouldn't I take responsibility myself? Yeah, you should. You should. That's what I want you to do. Okay, so I'm going to close this video out with a couple questions, a little bit of homework for people. I've got 2 questions here, I think. These are kind of fun about cryptocurrencies. Okay, number 1, what cryptocurrency, if it only goes back to its previous all-time high, will go up 9,000% in price? This is a coin that no one is looking at. And I know this because I scour the internet every day for information on the coins that I'm watching in my basket. There are some coins in my basket that no one is talking about. No one. Okay? So no one is looking at this coin. It's extremely undervalued right now. And it's only 1%. The price in dollars is only 1% of its all-time high. And if it goes up to its previous all-time high, which it very likely could, it will go up 9,000%. What is that cryptocurrency? That's my first question for all of you. Okay, number 2, what cryptocurrency am I calling a crazy buy right now, because it also is only at 1% of its previous all-time high in dollar value, yet it will go up almost 10,000% to reach its all-time high? Now I'm calling this a crazy buy because you'd have to be crazy to buy it, but if it goes up to its all-time high, you will get crazy rich. So it's my crazy buy. Now, if you took one Bitcoin today, if you took one of your Bitcoin and you bought this mystery coin that I'm asking about, you would be able to buy 45 million of these coins, or of this crypto. 45 million. Okay, so if this crypto then reached its all-time high, and it went up 10,000%, let's see, I'm looking at the price of Bitcoin here from this morning. It was $7,463. So If this mystery crypto went up 10,000% to its previous all-time high, so you took your one Bitcoin valued at $7,463, that would become $750,000. $750,000. But you started out with $7,463. That's not too bad. Now, if, here's another if on this mystery coin, if that mystery coin went up to just 10 cents, 10 cents per coin, then your one Bitcoin's value, which is $7,463, would be worth $4,694,238. Think of that. This mystery coin, if you took one Bitcoin worth $7,463, and you took that Bitcoin and bought this mystery coin, and then in the future this mystery coin goes up to just 10 cents, 10 cents per coin, you would have $4.6 million. I don't know about you, but that's not too bad. That is not too bad. Do I think this coin will go up to 10 cents? Yeah, sure I do. That's why I'm watching this coin every single day. It's in my basket, although I'm calling it a crazy buy. You'd have to be crazy to buy it. But if you buy it and it goes up, you'll get crazy rich. Now, this is a coin that's not talked about much in the Western world, but in the rest of the world, it's really being talked about, and it's slowly gaining adoption. In those parts of the world where a lot of people don't use banks, what do they use? Everyone has a cell phone. Everyone has a cell phone that they use. So I personally think this coin will go up. This could easily go up to 10 cents. I'm even thinking it's going to go up to $1. I actually had a vision a while ago. I'll say it was from my spirit guides. My spirit guides usually speak to me in the morning just before I wake up or after I've woken up. And for me, it comes in a couple different ways. I hear the information, so it's audible. And I can also see my spirit guides sort of up to the right in front of me. And I can see them and I hear what they're saying also. And they told me about this coin, and they said to me, oh yeah, with the coin, the amount you have, which I don't have a lot of it. I don't have a lot of this coin. I certainly have nowhere near one Bitcoin's worth of it, but they said to me, you will be able to buy a house someday with this coin. So that's pretty amazing. So those are two mystery coins, two coins. That's your homework, to figure out what those coins are. If you don't want to do the homework, I recommend you jump over to Patreon. My Patreon page is only $20 a month. You get all of those videos that I talked about, the Crypto Beginner Library. There's 6 videos there, a lot of material, a lot of material. I'm working on the 7th one that I told you about. It'll be like a guide to selling your cryptos, an exit strategy, a very well planned out exit strategy that will be, customized just for you. And if you think to yourself, well, I don't know much about, spreadsheets and Excel, don't worry about it. I'll help you out with it. Right? My mission is to help people. I want as many people as possible to take advantage of cryptos and generate a lot of wealth, because that wealth will give you more choices in life. I'm not saying it'll make your life better. It won't make you happier. It'll give you more choices in life. Do you want your kids to go to this school or that school? Do you want to buy this car or that car? Do you want to do this or that? Wealth simply gives us more choices. And if you have more choices, you'll have a more fulfilled life, I think. Okay, so if you don't want to do the homework and you'd really like to see what's in these crypto beginner videos, which I will be adding to, jump on over to Patreon. Like I said, the beginner level is $20. What do you get for $20? Well, you get all those videos for free. You get the first crypto daily update of the week. You get the woo-woo videos. You get coffee talk videos. So my channel is Cryptos woo-woo and coffee talk. And then if you jump up to the next middle tier, it's $40 a month, and that has everything that the $20 tier has, plus you get daily crypto update videos, which is 5 days a week, a minimum of 5 days a week. And if something interesting happens in the crypto market, that will go up to 7 videos a week. So it could be every day. It'll be a minimum of Monday through Friday. But if there's a lot of action going on, there'll also be videos on Saturday and or Sunday. And through the week, if there's something interesting that comes up, I will post extra material that will be for all the patrons. Okay, you guys, hope I haven't taken too much of your time today. I just wanted to give a little overview on things, what I thought's going on in the crypto market, and let you know about some of these videos, topics that are really important that a lot of people don't know about, but I think they should know about. So, everybody, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you stuffed yourself with turkey or wild game or whatever it was, cranberry sauce, dressing, the pumpkin pie, mincemeat pie, the whole 9 yards. And I hope Black Friday has been good to you. Wait, for some of you, Black Friday hasn't started yet. Okay. I hope you get all the good deals you want on Black Friday. Everybody take care, and look forward to my next video. If you like this video, please smash up the like button for me. Take care and have a great day.